Welcome to Master Magic, and I want to show you my to play Master Magic. Let's take a look at this on Impossible for Opponents Large Landmass. I consider this the most difficult challenge. We're going to do custom, and this is basically my take on the hero strategy. We'll call this Hero Master. I'm going to take, I want to get the Runemaster retort, so that requires at least 2 spell books in 3 different disciplines, and I'm actually going to go for 5 in Sourcery. That's going to allow me to create items with flying, magic immunity, and invisibility. That's going to help my heroes get around quickly and be much harder to destroy for the enemy wizards. I've got Runemaster and Artificer, which combining those retorts gives me a 75% discount on artifacts. I'll be able to actually create an artifact and then break it down for twice as much mana as I put into it. Heroism is the life spell I want to take because one of the limiting factors on this strategy is how quickly I can build up my casting skill. The casting skill is going to determine how quickly I can make powerful artifacts for my heroes, and it's also going to define how quickly I can generate mana by creating and crunching artifacts. I'm going to use Earth Lore because this strategy is going to have a very slow start. So I want to use Earth Lore to explore the world and try to not aggravate the enemy wizards and prevent them from attacking me early. On the sorcery side, I need to pick spells that are going to help me survive in this long early start. Word of Confusion, Counter Magic, and Phantom Warriors can be pretty powerful in fights, and Word of Recall is going to allow me to move my heroes about across the world very quickly. I'm going to use High Elf and a bonus from High Elf to help me grow my casting skill as quickly as possible early on. All right, let's call this Hero Town, because this is going to be where the heroes live. And let's look at this city. It's got no bonuses, maximum population of 16, which is kind of middle of the road. Oh, we got iron. It's going to make conventional forces slightly cheaper, 5%, which is not a lot, but that's the only bonus. And at least I got hills, so I think I'll be able to do a Miners Guild. Let's give it a spin and see what happens. All right. I'm going to want to start with, I'm going to want to keep my taxes as high as possible. I want to build up gold to potentially attract heroes. I can't get a hero until I build up at least 100 gold. And I'm going to want to start out with a granary, so that will allow me to free up a farmer for production and also accelerate my population growth. I will want to initially, just at the start, put all of my starting mana into mana, and I'm going to start off my mana generation by creating a sword for 38 points. And this is going to take a little while to create. I'm going to let these guys be on patrol because I need them there to, I need 2 units to suppress unrest so I can have taxes that high. And let's see, Summoning Circle can really help me out, so that's the first thing I want to research here. And let's generate that first magic sword. My casting skill is 18, but mana is only flowing at 11, so it takes a few turns to get up to that 38. Okay, now I paid 38 for this sword, and boom, I traded in for 75. And that mana gets me going. I'm now going to switch all my mana to skill growth. My skill is really going to limit how quickly I can generate additional artifacts. So I want that skill growing. And notice how I start out, I got 81 mana. And now I've got 118. Just like that, I grew my mana by generating and cracking a artifact. And this is going to be kind of tedious because I'm going to be doing this over. All right. Now that I've got a little buffer built up, I feel like I can afford a magic spirit who's going to be my first explorer. In this strategy, I need to be casting a spell all the time, and sometimes I have a hard time remembering that. I'm also going to start using my Earth Lore to look for the opponent wizards. One of the weaknesses of this strategy is right at the start, I have no way to make heroes show up. I badly, badly, badly want the summon hero spell. I don't have it yet, and trading with the other wizards is a possibility to get it. So I need to find the other wizards and see if I can pull off a trade. Oops, oops, oops. Okay, don't do that. I am casting Earth's Lore. I got a little confused there and thought I was clicking in the wrong place. Okay, I got a granary, so I can convert a farmer to a worker there, and I can go to work on a marketplace. I'm going to risk not defending my city for a whole bunch of turns here, and in the hopes that raiders and monsters don't show up. I do have Phantom Warriors, Confusion, and Heroism to help me out if they do. But on the other hand, my casting skill is not going to let me cast a lot. And here's my Earth Lore. Let's cast it. Found a couple neutral cities. I'm going to generate. I can give myself an early bonus here by grabbing any undefended layers. So I'm going to go looking over there and see if any of those are undefended. With this much mana, I feel ready to cast another Earth's Lore. Someday I'm going to want to know what's in these nodes. Capturing an initial node is really valuable for this strategy if I can pull it off. And I will admit I'm not terribly good at pulling that off. Getting an early node with this strategy. So far I have not found an enemy wizard. That's actually kind of good news, because if they were right on my doorstep, I would be in trouble. Oh, undefended. Giant strength spell. That's actually a very valuable spell for this strategy. It only bumps up my attack by 1, but sometimes that can make a pretty big difference. Gonna generate some more mana here. And going to cast another. What's my casting up to? So I started out at 18, and now I'm up to 21. So pouring that points in as showing a little bit of advantage. 21 as a casting skill is kind of useful, because now when I get to 20 or above, I can cast 2 Phantom Warriors. Let's do another Earth's Lore about now. I actually want to be careful to not float my magic spirit around the opponent wizards more than necessary, because that can make them my enemies. Let's take a look at what this looks like on the big map. So I can see that everything I've explored is low on the big map. Okay, I'm generating some more mana. And casting another Earth's Lore. So there definitely is a teeny tiny chance of a hero showing up every turn. If the hero shows up as a caster, dropping heroism on him will bump up his casting skill, and that will help me create artifacts a whole lot faster. All right. Got Earth Lore going on. Kind of thinking where I want this guy exploring. And frankly, I'm kind of surprised that I've exposed this much of the map and still haven't found an opponent wizard. But I know they're out there somewhere. Holy cow, and look at that. I've got a purple right next to my capital. That's a bad sign. So I would guess that Purple apparently is coming from somewhere above me. Well, there's 4 opponents to find, and I just got a good clue where purple might be. Hello, Hero Master. I send greetings to you and those who follow you, and desire a peaceful future between us. I hope that's true. There's some more mana, and I'm going to cast an Earth's Lore so I can get a sense of what's going on up here or up here. That Guardian Spirit really could have wandered quite a ways. But I think I'll be looking up there first, and to the right and to the left second. But let's take a look at what this guy's got going on. He's got, oh my gosh, a whole lot of nature, 11 books of nature, and 4 books of life. So we're going to have some spells in common here. Let's see if he wants to trade anything. Oh, and where are his retorts? Sage Master, Conjurer, and Charismatic. On Impossible mode, the enemy wizards get a lot of bonuses, so they're going to grow a whole lot faster than I am. Got any spells? So Web is another really useful spell. And he's welcome to Earth Lore. And Guardian Spirit is nice. Plane Shift can be interesting. Bless. Huh. So Plane Shift for enchant item. Wow, I like Holy Armor a lot, but I'm not going to give up my Create Artifact. I really want to use that Create Artifact for something else. So that's it for purple. Where do we want to look first here? Holy cow, look at that. If he decides to go to war, I am toast. He's got a hobbit, swordsman. He's kind of coming for the right. It makes me wonder if he's up here somewhere. Let's see what we can find out. Wow, still haven't found his cities. Let's generate a little mana. Luckily for me, the computer really doesn't attack me. We got a relaxed mood. He could take me out. I don't think he will. Hate to be wrong about that. Great worms, very scary. And let's do another Earth Lore. Where did we go to here? Where could it be? Wait. I thought I was... there he is. There's his cities. Man, and this is... okay, so Hickory Dale, he's hobbits. Hobbits are very dangerous this early in the game because of their lucky makes them very powerful. All right, there's purple, and he's going to come screaming right down my neck. He's going to have to go right by my capital anywhere he wants to go. So I'm going to use that to change around a little bit from my default strategy, because I'm going to need my defenses a lot earlier than I worry typically about getting them. This is where I'm going to want to do the next Earth lore. Here we go. And did we find anybody else? Not yet. That's an interesting continent going on up there. Gonna crunch a little more mana. Yeah, it's gonna be a little tedious watching me cast that spell over and over. What can I say? I will do a lot for mana. And let's do Earth Lore again to keep exploring. So it looks like we got some interesting stuff going on right around here. Oops. That's pretty good. And there's yellow. Is that the capital by chance? Wow. More hobbits. I'm the high elves, they're the hobbits. Okay. We want my little dude here to go up and make friends with him. And we're casting away at the mana. What's my... Okay, somewhere along here I developed some unrest. And I should have bumped down my tax rate. Because growth's a little more important than money now that I got over 100. At this level, I have 0 fame, and the only heroes that will show up when I have 0 fame are ones that cost 100 to hire. So with my gold there, I have enough to get a hero if one shows up. Okay, Magic Spirit needs to head up toward yellow. You might as well do any interesting exploring along the way. Okay, I got a marketplace, and normally I'd go for a farmer's market at this point, but I need longbowmen defenders. I need a sawmill to get them. So sawmill is next. And just crunching away at these artifacts. War bears. And let's do another Earth's lore. So we found 2 opponents. Merlin and whoever yellow turns out to be. But that leaves one more to find. Whoa. Is Merlin green? Merlin's purple. All right, now I found green and yellow. We got a little settlement going over here. Let's go make friends. And that suggests where green is, somewhere up there. Ghouls. And there is Freya. Freya's got a whole bunch of life and one sorcery going on. And let's see if Freya's up for any kind of trading. Hail, mighty hero master, I bear greetings and words of wisdom. Let's exchange spells. So, True Light, Just Cause. I need Just Cause. Just Cause really is going to help me out. And I'm fine if she has enchant item. What else you got? Guardian Spirit, Holy Weapon, I need. And Endurance. Wow. Which do I care about more, Holy Weapon or Endurance? I guess Endurance. I don't want to give her a spell I'm going to regret. She can use Word of Recall. I'm happy with that. And, oh my gosh, I need healing. I really need healing. Do I want her to have... I just don't want her to have counter magic, to be honest. Although, the hero strategy doesn't do a whole lot with spells. Confusion and Phantom Warriors are just no way. I'm going to go ahead and give up the Create Artifact because I am getting some really good spells here. And Holy Armor, Guardian Wind. Actually, none of these are valuable enough to give up any of those, so never mind. Okay, now I just gained a bunch of spells. I wonder if any of them are of interest to Merlin. Stone Skin is kind of okay. Water Walking kind of okay. I gotta admit, I'm just not excited about any of these. And I'd be okay with them having Create Artifact or Just Cause, but I'm not going to give them up for mediocre spells. So I need to get out of Ariel's. I need to get out of Ariel's territory so we don't have to fight. Your race huddles pathetic and worthless in the light of my glorious empire. Well, hello to you too. Let's go see what's going on with Yellow. And I might have really gotten going a little too fast on the Summon Hero, or the spell exchange. I maybe ought to be giving them time to research it up. I'm going to eventually want to equip all my heroes with items that cost over 1,000 mana each. So even if I built my mana up to 4,000 or 5,000, I still could use more at this point. It will take a long time to build it up that high. Hopefully I'll have a hero before then. I don't think I've, yeah, that's unexplored there. Just in case it's undefended. There's my sawmill. Nice. Okay. Now I'm going to be able to create a couple longbowmen. It's going to take quite a few turns, as it turns out. Put my tax rate back up. That's nice. So what is my casting skill at? We're up to 27. Let's start creating items that cost 50. And basically, if I do it right, I can make 28 mana every turn using this artifact crunching technique. I'm actually going to create a more expensive guy and I can go a little longer between crunches here now that I've built up my reserve to 300. And so, hello, yellow. This guy, Taron. Notice that sorcery is the only thing we have in common, but if he knows how to summon a hero and I know anything he doesn't, all right, I'm fine with him having, oh wait, what do I want? I don't really care about detecting magic. Guardian Wind can be useful. Dispel magic can really save my bacon sometimes. I'm okay with him enchanting items and Guardian Wind, but no counter magic, no confusion, no create, no word of recall. You know, he can have word of recall, I guess. He'll use it to run away from me, but I'll just come catch up with him. So Nagas, resist magic. None of these are very useful. Certainly not going to give up counter magic or create artifact for that. But now that I've learned a little bit, does anybody want to trade new things? Now, summoning circle does me a lot of good, and getting it early, not a bad idea. However, I'm not going to. I'll get a summoning circle on my own eventually, and I don't need it or going to give up any. I don't want her to have Phantom Warriors, I don't want her to have counter magic, and I don't want her to have confusion. So we're just not going to do any of that. What about this guy? Holy armor. Holy armor I like a lot, actually. And yeah, he can have just cause. And bless sprites. Mildly interested in Guardian Spirit, but not giving up create artifact for it. Did that leave any change anything over here? No, it's still yeah, not giving up any of those. Yeah. All right. So at least at this stage, I've done about all I can. I'm not very optimistic about my Guardian Spirit. What does the whole layout look like? I don't know that my Guardian Spirit is going to find any undefended layers at this point. But I would like to know the boundaries of the continent. And all four of us, purple, yellow, and green, We're all on one connected landmass. So, oh wait, actually, yellow might not be. Yellow might be off on its own island. So I'd like to find out the terrain of the world, and I hope I can do it without angering people too much. We can both benefit from each other's knowledge. Thanks, Taran. I'll keep that in mind later on when you're cursing my cities. Okay, here we go. First hero, and he is a good one. Zaldron the Sage. He's a caster for 7. It's a little bit better than 5, which I often get at this point. And he's a Sage of 3. So just by having him, he's going to be researching spells for me. Oh yeah, we want Zaldron. Hello, Zaldron. Okay. Now, now that I got Zaldron, this can really shift into high gear. First thing I want to do is drop heroism on him, so he can right off the bat. He's boosting my spell skill from 29 to 33. It's only a benefit of 3, but every little bit helps. That's half of his 7 rounded down. And so we're going to be casting heroism here. And it looked like I was short on food, unfortunately. I noticed. And all right, both of these people can patrol. Phantom beasts are kind of tough. Not too bad for a caster. And the number flying by my capital is kind of disconcerting, to tell you the truth. You know, why do I suddenly have... Oh, I think I can bump up the tax rate. I've got 4 units in my town. That'll unquell. 2 units will unquell one. Will quell 1 unrest, and 4 will quell 2. Is that enough to bump me back up? Huh. No. I get 8 gold that way, but then I'm getting 5 there, so we'll just let that be good enough for now. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Serena the healer. This is awesome. Oh my gosh, I like Serena. This is good news. All right, Serena's lucky, caster of 7, +1 to hit due to the lucky, and a healer. Oh yeah, that is a nice addition. I'm going to drop, first thing I'm going to do is drop a heroism on Serena. Notice how with heroism on the Sage Zaldron, my effective casting skills all the way up to 48. So, well, and that's Serena's contributing to that too. So we are going to be able to crunch up and build up a lot better artifacts a lot faster with those 2 magic users. It's going to take a couple turns to get that heroism going. And this magic spirit is just going to explore boundaries. Be on patrol. Wow. Yellow's already taken out a node. That is interesting. You know, I'm making Yellow angry there. I really ought to get out of Yellow's hair. And let's drop that on Serena. Now with 300, what's my casting skill up to now? 60. So let's create an artifact that's around 120. 100's good enough. Let's try to keep out of Yellow's hair a little bit here. Wow, is that a nice lucky draw on the heroes. Serena and the Sage, 2 casters this early in the game. What time is it, by the way? It's only November of 1404. Notice how with the impossible mode, the computer wizards, Ariel, Tarna, Merlin, are just growing. They started out way stronger than me, and they're growing a whole lot faster with the impossible mode benefits they get. Because the game crashes sometime, and I'm really excited about this start, I'm actually going to save this here. Okay, I've got 2 longbowmen now. How is my food supply looking? Are we okay? Gold is low. Mana is getting chewed up. What do I want to do? Okay, well, it's going to take a long time to build walls, so let's go ahead and get started. And actually, I've got 6 guys now. Tell me I can bump up my taxes. What does that look like? No unrest. And I'm good with food. Okay. And all right, let's crunch another thing. Let's crunch something about. Oh wait, what is my casting skill now? 60. And did I get heroism on both these guys? Yeah. Good. Okay. All right. Want this guy to patrol. Just exploring the boundaries of the continent. Okay, so the first thing I can do, how much does it cost to create a sword? Oops, let's not do this spell. We now want to do create artifact. That allows me to create more valuable things. So a sword with plus 10, oh, that's only 125. Let's get Serena. By putting a plus 10 skill sword in Serena's hands, that's going to boost my casting ability by 5 points a turn. I am glad I've got my walls going up. So the other wizard is Cicera. He's over on Mirror, and it's going to be a while before we get over to Mirror. All right, plus 10 spell skill, and look where we're at. We're up to 66. Let's generate a little mana here. And I learned Summoning Circle. Now that Sauron is with Heroism, he's going to have an increased Sage ability. And I'm actually going to be... Oh, Summon Hero. Yes. I've got 2 good heroes, so I don't need Summon Hero as much as I would have. But that really puts me ahead of any other thing I could do right now. If I could get somebody like Malleus, that also is going to be a nice plus. All right, let's what if I got a wand? I can put 10 spell skill on a wand. I can put 20 spell skill on a staff. 475, that's a little higher than I want to go right now. Let's let Sauron have 10 spell skill on a wand. We'll bump it up to the 20 later, but for now that's good. And looks like I got an interesting continent going on over here. Kind of nervous about all those purple guys cruising around. Okay. Now what's our spell skill up to? 72. Let's generate something that's more like 150. Wow, okay, well that's a purple village. Oops, didn't really mean to get that close to purple. So this is I got to get away from purple. I got to maintain good relationships with purple. What are we looking here like? Purple's relaxed. I like that. Wonder if these guys have any new spells to trade. Now that I can research Summon Hero, I can look at this a little differently. Raise Dead ends up being pretty useful. Bless is pretty useful. But I don't want Confusion and Counter Magic coming back at my face. Tauron, Detect, Resist, Floating Island. Floating Island, it can let me move troops around, but I got Word of Recall. I can probably move them around better. Nagas are maybe an interesting summon. But again, create artifact for Nagas. Create artifact for Nagas. Why not? Tauron's not going to hurt me with create artifact. The computer just isn't smart enough. And hey, now I can summon Nagas. Don't know if I want to, but I could. So Bless and Stone Skin are both kind of interesting. And for create artifact, I'd really rather trade it for something better. Of course, we're going to be enemies pretty soon. Sprites, water walking. I don't know. Bless. I really get the sense that Bless is kind of interesting. So, you know what? You can have Summoning Circle. What else? Sprites, Warbear. Oh, Guardian Spirit. Let's get Guardian Spirit. Yeah. Great Artifact is okay. Water Walking, Sprites. Really wouldn't mind Sprites, come to think of it. Earth to Mud's kind of interesting spell, too. Let's get Sprites. I might never even cast it, but who knows. And sure, you can have Endurance. Let's let that be good enough for now. All right. Okay, I gotta stay the heck away from purple. So I'm almost thinking I ought to just disband this magic spirit. Kind of makes me feel like I'm flying blind if I do, though. What am I at? 73, 146. Let's disband him. I can always cast him later. He's just not fulfilling any essential purpose. What I need to do now is get a couple super powered heroes going on. All right. Time to crunch up some more so 413. Do I have the magic for that? Maybe I better do 10 first. Okay, so I want to create some amulets of wizardry. In fact, why don't I just crunch the first one? Something around 150. Let's do 138. I'm just going to crunch this guy because I want to make sure I've got well over 400 before I build one. City wall. Now, what exactly do I want to build next? I got 0 surplus food, so really it's time to get this farmer's market going. Yeah, that's okay. That's a good idea. I'm really glad I got my walls up, and I got my 2 casters. If some bad guys show up, I've got some defenses going here. And what am I casting? Yeah, I'm casting this. Okay, so I want well over 400 mana to start making these amulets of wizardry. Because if a battle happens, I'm going to need mana for that. Let's crunch one more. No, I don't need to crunch one more time. I got a reserve of 300. I also got a little bit of cash on hand. I need create artifact. And to do little blue balls of little purple balls of wizardry here. I'm losing 4 mana per turn because of heroism on my 2 mages. It's well worth it, but it does cost me a little. Wow, okay. War bears trying to take on the tower. Couldn't do it. Given my 60 odd casting spell, takes a bunch of turns to generate these amulets of wizardry. Here we go. And now, what are the abilities of this guy? Heroism, +1 to hit. Sage and caster, and that's about it. Meanwhile, though, okay, let's get the orb going over on Serena, because her lucky is going to create a lot more damage. Oh, but she's not a caster. Um, well, she can cast spells. So at 55, she could put out a whole flotilla of Phantom Warriors if I wanted them, as well as drop heroism. But it's really Zaldron's distance attack that is quite exciting. With my reserve got down to 282, so the next thing I do is can't be real big. Got to build my reserve back up a little. 282 is really lower than I want to see it. All right, I got a farmer's market. Let's get a forester's guild going. That forester's guild will give me another food bonus. All right, I got a little too much food going on here. All right, I got 300. Create something for about 125. And can put a little more production to get that forester's guild a little quicker. I want to build up my economy of my city as fast as I can here. And what year is it anyway? 1406. And I'm surprised I'm still this good of friends with all the wizards. These nasty little raider swordmen, those kind of look like human swordmen to me. They're probably going to come pay me a visit. But you know, that's kind of okay. We'll get to see how these forces fight. Spearmen can't really do much at distance. Zaldron. Fire away. Did a little bit of damage. Serena, I'd like you to use your magic to drop a heroism on one of our longbowmen. They will then do a lot more damage. Yeah, see that? Took out over half of those swordsmen. And there we go. There we go. And I don't want to use my mana if I can help it. So Serena can cast heroism on another guy. And there you go. Longbowman. That, folks, is why I do longbowman. All right, I want to get back up to about 800 before I do my next Amulet of Wizardry. With a reserve of 400, I should be able to do something like a couple hundred, right? That's enough. I appreciate purple not attacking me all the time. Thank you, purple. I mean Merlin. All right. 350. Let's do another one in the vicinity of 200. There we go. The highway runs right by my capital. I wonder if that irritates Merlin a little bit each time he's got to pass by. He's like, gee, I wish that city was mine. Well, you're going to have to face my longbowmen if you're going to do that. All right. Okay, that gets me up to about 800. So I'm feeling like I can do another little thing of wizardry here. Yeah, a little purple orb of wizardry. 15 spell skill, and away we go. Cicero has cast Aura Majesty. That'll make the other wizards like him better. Won't do a thing for me, though. Kind of weird how a guy out in Mirror is worrying about that. Building up my gold, I can, on an emergency basis, convert that to mana with alchemy if I want to. All right. We're going to drop this on Zaldron again. And what is my spell skill looking like now? 92. I like that. Looks like Ariel and Merlin are really good friends. All right, I need to build up my reserve again. Let's do another roughly about 200. Or exactly. There we go. And I'm going to have to take a break. But I hope you enjoyed part 1 of the Master Magic Impossible Hero Strategy.